Hey, what is going on, everybody? We are back in the, I say driver's seat, but I guess this is driver's seat. But we are back on the bike. It's just a nice ass day. I wanted to get back on the bike. Something I remembered was back when we were like, I don't know, 13, maybe 14. There was this spot, and what we did is we found this like pallet, like, you know, from like a grocery store where they like get all their like supplies and stuff in, like it's like two boards and two boards, like they're like crisscrossed on each other. It was like that, and we found one of those. We're like, we could fit like two guys on there. And there's a spot where, because in this town we have got like a not a man-made waterfall, but sort of a waterfall that I presume they use for like power and all that shit. So what we would do, waterfall. The reason that was important to say is because there are rapids. And there's spots where you're not allowed to swim in the water because there are rapids and you can fucking die. But there's a part of the rapids that's actually, like, open, where you're allowed to go in. It's sort of like at the end. So what we would do is we took this pallet and we went to the top of where you're sort of allowed to go, and we would ride it like a fucking surfboard. Not a surfboard, like one of those boogie boards. We'd ride it down like a fucking boogie board. And like, it's fast enough and stuff. Here. It's fast enough, and I guess violent enough is the word I'll use. It's fast enough and violent enough. The actual pallet got completely destroyed. We were all cut up and bruised, and so at some point the whole pallet was destroyed. And we were just sort of bombing it down ourselves without the help of the pallet anymore. And then after a while, we kind of just like jumped on this piece of wood that was left from the pallet and coasted down the rapids. And once we did that, we were like, you know what? Let's just sort of keep going. And at this point, we had already like stripped off all of our clothes except for our underwear because we didn't plan on getting in the water. It just sort of happened. And we just sort of floated down the river, and we hit this little island. We're like, okay, this is probably a good spot to get off. This is, what's all this construction dude's killing me. So yeah, we rode down on this like piece of broken ass wood, and there's this little island. And I will never forget the sensation of going on this little island, because what ended up happening is because there was thorn bushes, but they like overgrew in like an arch over us. So we had to like army crawl under them to not get all thorned up. What's going on up here, man? So we were army crawling through it, and after we got past this little island, we sort of dropped into this like little like lake-looking thing. Like it kind of was just like a small little pond. Yeah, pond. That's the word I want to use. There's a pond. And in the middle of this pond are these two fishermen who were probably like, what the fuck just happened? These like 4 kids just like fell out of the water, or fell out of the ground into this little pond. And you don't get at me. So they fell into this little pond, and the two fishermen sort of looking at us, and we're like, oh, hey guys, what's up? And they're like, yes, just so you know, this pond is like infested with leeches. And we're like, oh, dude. We finally swim back to where our clothes were, and we get out and we're all checking each other for leeches. And there were 4 of us, and only one of us actually had leeches, but he was fucking covered. Like, I think I've had a leech on me once ever, and it was like the weirdest sense. Like, it was, I don't know, I really didn't like it. My nose is itchy. But yeah. So I was happy I didn't have any. Naturally, he was not impressed. Have a fucking leech. I mean, who would, right? I'm not down for that. But no, it just sort of reminded me of this fucking crazy dumb thing we did, because as we had to swim back, we had to like get out of the water onto the ground, and we ended up having to like walk over like onto the street, like just like sort of up here or whatever, walking around. But we're like soaked randomly in the middle of the day, fucking just in our boxers, dripping wet, People were like, what the hell happened to these poor guys?